last of all the discussions we have done for a things to go for. So when we go for excellence in the funding, research, and the team, so next comes how the center should be of excellence. So I have nothing to disclose. So I will cover on these areas why we need. You can see the global burden of liver disease day by day it is increasing. Be it from the liver disease and liver cancer, be it into the chronic liver disease per se. It's not only the disease, it is also the disability adjusted years and life lost for the years. So we need a advanced center for these, which will confer liver transplant, critical care hepatology, which is still now a nascent phase, you can say, because it needs a specific approach for the liver and from intensivist, and which is totally different. You see the fluid management for a normal person in ICU and the cirrhotic decompensation in ICU is totally will be different. The drugs will be different, drug interactions will be different, the kidney profile have a low threshold for injury, so we need to that area. And obviously we need an advanced liver support system. In addition, we have to, as discussed before now, we need to think in the line of innovations, basic and translational research, and above all, the most ignored part is the community participation. So a advanced liver care should include a holistic of all these 6 components. So as we have thought that how to go for the dream. So this is just a recently last year article they have listed. I don't know the validity, but I have is a good magazine where they have listed all top liver centers across the world of 50, of which I have taken the top 15. You can see, obviously, you know the Mayo Clinic, then Mount Sinai, and then it is from the Rome, and Maxim is from the US. Then you can see the King's College, obviously, we know very well, John Hopkins, and this is are coming up as the big centers. Obviously, I have also few opportunity to visit that place as visitors. And this is what I'm working before. I think you heard of this ILBS in New Delhi, which is also a upcoming center on this in Asia. So, and while searching for the data, I thought that there is also a dream which has been proposed by your government also in Egypt to have the largest liver treatment institute. And I hope you are there. So at the ground, you can say about this in detail. So definitely is there. So our talk will maybe a guide and help for this. So what I can see, it is should be a university hospital, which should cover 3 components, that is clinical, which is the bread and butter, academics, which we need to excel to maintain our sustainability as far as talent is concerned. Research, as previously discussed, my speakers, is our, you can say, the visiting card for a advanced hepatology center. So if you cover the clinicals, what it should cover, the treatment facility should be affordable, which is very difficult in a private setup where you should have to think in a government setup or a social security is existing, and it should available. That means it should be at the reach and it should be approachable. So how can we think of a affordable best hepatology center is it should be cost effective, it should have a government initiated or those having a social security to get the benefit, and should cover the larger population. So that can be affordable. Then how it can be approachable, it should cover the major areas epidemiologically and ecologically also it should be seized. That is, it should address the local ecology and geography and epidemiology to be a best hepatology center. Like in Egypt has shown the world how hepatitis C can be treated, and it is a game changer similarly. And next important is that all the centers till now they cover only the place where they have been seated. But however, our outreach center will make your service to be much more approachable to the larger mass. And that can be achieved by a satellite institute, that is a spoken way. That means your advanced center will be at the center and you have multiple outreach centers. They are connected through telemedicine services and you are making them for the TOT program, the train the trainer program. So by this, you can make it approachable to everyone except being the location. Then it should be available. What it should make available? It should be clinically excellence center. That means all the cutting edge technologies are available out there. it should have a multimodal approach, because if hepatology center is existing, we have to consider other associated departments. Otherwise, it is difficult to get a complete wholesome care, because liver cirrhosis patient going for the transplant can have a coronary artery disease. We can't refer this person to be another center to get stented or go for the surgery, then come back to you. And we need the equipments at its best. And so most important is that we need to integrate R&D into clinical practice. That means the patient related local problems should be addressed in R&D centers. And we need a robust data analytics, which we discussed about the AI. The data analytics has been now major boost by use of AI, and that can give a bit feedback system. So by feedback system, we can know that how our clinical excellence will be better, how we can adapt technology and equipments as per the necessity. So to be available center for the best hepatology, we need a combination of all these three. So if we are able to go for this clinical research and academics, then we come to the what is our dream as far as clinical part is there. The clinical part, as I rightly said, that it should be complete three pillars. That is, it should be a clinical excellence, it should have excellent academic programs, and should have a research emphasis. So how a best hepatology center can cover in its clinical, that is, it needs to have a university teaching hospital, should have basic and advanced medical research center, and we need to have a liver and or multivessel transplants, because liver cirrhosis often they need a kidney transplant. Some genetic disease we need a bone marrow transplant before the liver transplant. So it is best to go for a multivessel transplant facilities. We need an advanced trauma care center, because you need to give a cadaver, because live donor is never a dream for a dream institute where a transplant is going to happen. So trauma care, where you can be having a good source to be utilized for your transplant organ donations. And then you have to integrate telehealth with satellite hospitals for affordable healthcare. So to this, what I suggest the components should be, it should be a hepatocentric service. That is, the institute should have a liver at its core, however other centers should be there. It include all the areas, advanced healthcare, including the transplant. The other sister departments should be in one roof, as I have highlighted. The trauma center with the helipad, ECMO, and the latest equipments in the critical care hepatology should be available. And this university teaching hospital should be having approved courses for the medics as well as paramedics, because your hospital, to be a dream, you need people who are in tune with you. They know what you do and what you are expect to do, so that they can be integrated. Then we need a cutting edge translational research by doing the academy and industry collaboration. And at the same time, we need telehealth services, as the COVID has shown that telehealth can make wonder. So to be having a world-class institute of hepatology, as I said that hepatocentric, that is, it is hepatology, transplant hepatology, gastroenterology at the core, along with the GI and liver transplant surgery. However, the urology, kidney transplant, anesthesia, trauma, hematology, pulmonary critical care, and cardiac surgeons are a major department to be needed with these. And we need other departments as supportive, and they should be in continuous and congruous with the main hepatocentric services. So this will be with a objective to be highly specialized quaternary care setup with a teaching hospital. It should have a hybrid of corporate and teaching hospital to utilize the best of the talent. Why, I will come later. It should be a self-sustainable, because sometimes, as I told, that funding is an issue when you want to make a big and robust center. At the same time, it should cater the needy, poor, and large portion of the middle class peoples. It should cover beyond the geography, and there should be exchange training visiting professionals. So that is what I will come later. The visiting professional employment has a major boost to your world-class hepatology of a dream, and should be autonomous for its effective management and service to be best at the administrative. So what is most important is, in a good advanced center, is to retain the talent. So talent comes with a cost. So the faculty is the strength of a world-class hepatology institute. So we need to them have a financial remuneration should be based in their country. The institute should be autonomous. They should have get a both academic as a research flavor. They should remain glued to this job. And we need a support system that not necessarily a job security. The atmosphere should be conducive to work, and they should strive. They should be motivated to give their best effort. And the collective aim is that should be a global excellence center, nothing else. So then, based on center, you can have a academic parties. We need the students in a university program or international collaborations for the students. For faculties, we need a dedicated faculty development program. And also, most important I need is that skill-based incentives. Those are more skilled, they should get maximum advantages in the system. And we need the paramedics who should be trained, and we need the serial of trainers who should train the trainees. Then, if you consider research as its course, it should be interdisciplinary or interdisciplinary. It should be national or international. We need academic industry collaborations. As rightly said before, we need research grants. And importantly, we need to promote research by giving research-based incentives, be it salary, be it promotions, be it professional excellence should be. And the most problem with research is it remains basic, never progress to translational. I request that this research should be translational with having an intent to go through developing and helping the humankind. And also the studies should include epidemiology and communist-based research too, which is most lacking in advanced centers. So if you consider the center of your dream, it should provide the hepatology-related all general care. It should give all specific therapies, particularly for the liver. It should provide emerging therapies, you can say the artificial liver support system, liver dialysis, and regenerative therapy and all things. Experimental therapies also like FMT, immunotherapy, cell-based therapies, and definitive liver transplant. All should happen in a single roof to make it an excellent center. So just to say, it is one of the dream which I've just sketched out from the Google, that we need a center with clinical, academics block, advanced trauma center, round the clock facilities with the helipad, so that you can give the best of the services. With this, I think we have covered most of the things needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.